We think of them as 10 terrible punishments, but what if that's not the full story? What if the plagues were something far deeper and far more terrifying than we were ever told? Your crops, your food, your wealth, all comes from this water. Then, one day, a man named Moses raises a staff, and everything changes. The life-giving water turns thick and red. They were the symbol of Hecate, the goddess of fertility and childbirth. The sacred has become a curse. God was demonstrating something profound. What you hold holy can become your torment. Then, just as suddenly, the frogs die. That one sentence is a turning point. Think about it. These were the spiritual experts of Egypt. And now, even they recognize that they are up against a power so far beyond their own, they can't even comprehend it, let alone copy it. A deadly pestilence strikes Egypt's animals. Their cattle, horses, donkeys, camels, and sheep die in the fields. For us, that might seem like a tragic loss of farm animals. But in ancient Egypt, this was a catastrophic collapse of their entire economic system. They lost hope. The Bible describes it as a darkness that could be felt, a thick, oppressive, paralyzing blackness that descended upon all of Egypt for 3 days. Imagine a darkness so profound that it extinguishes every flame, a void so complete that you can't see your own hand in front of your face. They didn't speak. Society came to a complete standstill. Why was this so terrifying? Because Egypt's most powerful, most supreme god was Ra, the sun god. He was the king of the gods, the creator, the source of all light and life. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a clear, undeniable sign of separation. But to understand it, you have to understand the culture of ancient Egypt. He was not just a king. He was seen as the literal son of Ra, a god on earth. His own firstborn son was destined to inherit that divine status. It was God striking at the very heart of Egypt's claim to godhood. The message was absolute. No king, no pharaoh, no man who calls himself a god is above me. There is only one true God. The instruction to the Israelites to put the blood of a lamb on their doorposts wasn't some magic ritual. It was a test of faith and obedience. It was a visible sign of their trust in God's promise of protection. Those who obeyed were spared. Those who didn't, whether Israelite or Egyptian, faced the same judgment. The curse only ended when Egypt finally released what it had tried to possess and enslave. So why does this ancient story still matter so much to us today? Because the plagues weren't just about Egypt, they're a timeless pattern. The story is a warning to any person, any culture, any nation that puts its trust in its own power, in its wealth, in its technology, or in false gods of its own making. The curse of Egypt wasn't just about destruction, it was about exposure. It was about stripping away every false source of security until only the truth remained. And the scariest part, when you look at history and even our world today, you realize the same pattern of pride, idolatry, and eventual exposure repeats itself over and over again. The question is, will we learn the lesson before the final plague arrives? Thanks for watching. If this gave you a new perspective, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world. See you next time.